I'm Ryan J. Harrison, the writer and director for the film Induced, which is due out in March 2015. We're on the casting couch and we're going to talk to some of the cast and some of the crew about their experiences on the set and in the post-production.
Hi there guys, I'm James Cooper, or Cooper to most people, and I played Jimmy in the film.
I'm kind of a freelance producer / camera assistant and just basically try and get involved where I can in different film roles.
Well, I've been there while he was trying to write the script and we went through so many ideas, and then when he finally got to this one I just thought, wow, that's going to be really good, he's really going to be able to pull this off, so I was really keen to get on board.
Right, well, I really wanted to be involved because I knew this project meant a lot to you and stuff, and it was great being able to sort of be on set with you.
Well, you told me about the project and I thought it was really, really interesting because I've always had a background in theatre, both on stage and behind the scenes, but to make that step into film-based things is something I've never done before, and I thought, well, why not?
Why not?
I mean, my main concerns for it were that, with it being a one-man production, I was a little bit worried about you as a friend not being able to sort of keep everything under control, because when you're doing it on your own, you've got to direct, you've got to, be doing all the lighting, making sure the sound's correct, and that very first day of filming, when you were doing it all on your own, it was a little bit of a struggle, but luckily you were wise enough to see that, getting a couple of people in is going to give me a massive help with this one.
No, I wasn't concerned at all. I mean, I know at times you did actually get quite worried, and I thought that, I was there to reassure you because I was so confident in your abilities, and you had a really, really good support network around you, and everybody you really managed to make the most of all of the things that you had available.
Not really, no. I mean, I've seen one director take on a load of casts and do things with peanuts to go with, so the fact that it was just one person, I didn't really think about that because I've seen it done before, so why couldn't you do it?
I didn't really have any concerns because you seemed to be on top of everything went really smoothly, and it was sort of really professional but also laid back at the same time, so I think it was the perfect mix even though you were doing most of it yourself. I guess on the first day shooting it went quite slowly because you didn't really shot list anything or storyboard anything, so it was kind of winging it a bit, and then as it went on it got increasingly more organised, thankfully, so it was kind of like, will we actually ever get all this done to schedule? And we did, so yeah, it was kind of a concern, but at least you're good at learning from your mistakes and where things go wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was to be fair, nobody else could have pulled it off like you did.
Thank you.
the film does stand as a testament to you, man. I mean, the kind of determination that you had to go for it. I knew that you would be making a really good quality film by the end of production.
The way I interpreted it was taking a little bit from a few different people that I know from back home, and from working in the bars and stuff like that. You're always forced to put on a little bit of a character. You've got to be a little bit larger than life anyway. So I sort of just combined all that into one package, really. And as soon as I sort of became comfortable with the role on the first day, I was able to sort of just tap into that and get back to that sort of mindset and that. So
I don't know, it was interesting. As soon as I read the script, I started thinking, I want a backstory for this character. And I sat there and I made a backstory. So she couldn't do her washing because her washing machine broken because her husband left her and she was completely poor. So, I mean, nobody would know that, but I knew that. And it was I can finally get money. This is exciting.
Well, I think that my experiences allowed me to bring two qualities into the film. One, after you'd written the initial script, I was able to help you with the research to ensure that it was as accurate as possible. And two, when I was acting, it was pretty much like a normal day at work.
Well, I've always wanted to, get out my inner goth. I remember that stage at high school. Just wanted to rip out the black lipstick.
That's for you.
Definitely ADR. When we were sort of shooting the scene and stuff, I wasn't thinking that I had to actually record that same, those same words in the same order with the same inflection again. And I think maybe if we, the next time I do ADR, that'll be...
I think, trying to help out when it came to shot ideas, because with some shots we needed to get it perfectly framed, like
The early starts, I don't know, it was alright altogether.
It was alright.
Well, I think the most challenging thing was definitely the space during the gunshot scenes, because that was in our tiny hallway, and I think we were having to fit, well, there was me in there doing the makeup, there was you, Sophia, Emily, Cooper. I know Izzy was floating around as well and just trying to go from one room to another. It was just a nightmare. You ended up having to put little tape markers on the floor in case anybody knocked the camera when they were trying to get past, just to make sure that the camera was always in the same place.
Most annoying thing was in the clinic when we were filming Zoe's scene with the nurse and Jimmy, and just the right lighting was really off. So that's something in the edit that reared its ugly head again, but that was just, I think most of the time, considering we didn't really have much lighting apart from on the first day, it worked out okay generally, but I think just that one was particularly annoying.
I don't know. Probably getting people to leave their cups of tea so they will come on set. They just didn't want to be parted from their brew. They really
half
didn't.
of them are Yorkshire, aren't they?
Oh, exactly.
Most challenging part was definitely the ADR. It's not something I've ever done before. I didn't really quite get what I had to do and trying to get it so that the line was delivered in the correct way with the correct tone, inflection, emotion, everything. Was a bit of a struggle. I mean, luckily we were on hand to provide brews and stuff like that to keep us going through the sessions.
Look, mate, I don't know what you think you're doing in my flat, but you need to get out of my flat, and you need to get out of my flat now.
So on the first day, you were like, oh, so there's this scene, and I have to have it in. It's like my favourite scene. So what happens is the camera follows Jimmy to the shower, and I was like, Ryan, we don't have a dolly or anything. And you were like, oh no, we can just do it handheld. And I was like, okay, Ryan, we're gonna do it handheld right now, and I'll show you how shite it looks. And so we did it handheld, and it was shaky as anything, and you were like, oh no. But then, out of the corner of our eyes, we saw a skateboard, and we were like, skateboard dolly.
The skateboard dolly.
Yeah, skateboard dolly, which has become our favourite thing. You see it several times.
Well, it was kind of funny, the set, because we came in the morning and the flat was completely pristine. There had been like a viewing the day before. And within like a couple of hours, it had transformed from this really pretty, really nice, airy flat to this kind of really dingy, horrible crack den. It looked a mess, but it took so long to move like just boxes just like an inch so that they looked just right. I was amazed about how much effort and thought that took.
Well, one of the things that I found the funniest was when you were filming Cooper's shower scene, and obviously as the skateboard was going past, he was taking all his clothes off, and he ended up putting on a pair of swimming trunks with his boxers over the top so that he could take his pants off to get in the shower. And it was
Developed any skills from the film? Did you take anything from this production that you can take to another film set or even to use in everyday life?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, now that I know a little bit more about the ADR process, and I sort of know what to expect now when I'm coming in for an ADR session, so I'll be a little bit more prepared. And I also I think that I've taken just a little bit of the sort of knowing more of what I need to be doing as an actor within the role, and where the line of interpreting the character and sort of twisting the character a little bit and respecting the director and the producer comes in.
Talking to people, getting people to work into teams and organising people, it's something that's really useful and something you need to be able to do. So that's a really useful thing for me. And if I ever want to do a film again or go back to doing more backstage, then hey, my skills are even better.
You got portfolio.
Exactly. Portfolio.
I aspired to get the timing right, like you did with the actors and everything. So on the shoot that I've done for uni at the moment, I tried to time everything perfectly, and it went to plan. So I feel like the experience has already made an advantage of my career.
There's boring things like planning and, lighting things properly, and most of the work goes into pre-production. But then just generally kind of winging it a bit and not being afraid to take creative choices, because we had quite basic camera setups, so thankfully we didn't have to spend ages on lighting. We could just be like, oh, let's whack it here, see how that looks. Oh, that actually looks quite good. And yeah, just not settling for a shot until you're super happy with it, because otherwise when you're in the edit you're just going to be annoyed with yourself that you didn't take the extra 10 minutes to
Get it right first time, yeah.
I learned the importance of that like sheet with all of the timings that you had
The
on
call
it.
schedule,
yeah, that's the one. I've been in another sort of couple of films with a friend of mine, and like it was really, really fun, but the organisation that you had was amazing and stuff, and like everybody was really there behind you and stuff, making sure that it went swimmingly.
Fantastic.
So it was good.
Thank you very much. What advice, as a young actor yourself, you've been in quite a few short films, you're beginning to get quite a name for you around the Manchester scene. What advice would you have for aspiring actors in your position?
Just go for, like, if you're gonna do a role, then do one that you think that you're going to enjoy, basically, because I think if you're not having a wicked time on set with like, you know, learning new things and stuff, then I think that shows on camera, definitely, and stuff. Like, when actors get bored, it makes crap films.
Well, I think that because I'm quite new at this myself, what I found best was having a role which I was familiar with, because it allowed me to be quite confident about the role. And I think that if you're just starting out and you're not sure who you're going to be going and working with, try to stick with things that you know to begin with until you've built that level of confidence, and then you can branch out further.
I'd say just take like any jobs you can get if it's helping out a friend with a film, and no matter what the role is, just go into it and gain experience. Even if you haven't done sound before, ask how to do it and then just jump in.
And would you have any advice for aspiring actors that are in your position, deciding, should I work on a £0 budget film for free to get that experience? Is it worth it in your eyes?
Oh my god, yeah. Like, absolutely. If you get a chance to do it, then do it, because a lot of these projects that are zero budget, they're either student films or young professional films or whatever else. And not only do you get the experience from acting on it, not only can you sort of broaden your horizons as an actor, because a lot of the roles that you'll be picking up are very, very different roles and a lot more interesting. You get a little bit more screen time on these ones as well, because you're not competing with, a lot of the time you're not going to be competing with someone who's got 3-4 years more on you in the business. But not only that, you're actually helping out someone, and getting a good reputation within the industry has got to be a good thing.
I was going to ask what advice you give for actors, but you're not just an actor, are you? So what advice would you give for someone who's a jack of all trades, who wants to get involved with as many film projects as possible?
Say yes to everything, unless it's like porn. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so
She said it.
But yeah, just try and get as much experience as you can, because even if it's a really terrible project, you will learn something from it. Don't be afraid to ask people questions on set either, and just be personable. Don't be annoying though. Yeah, never be annoying. So say yes, be personable, not annoying. And watch people, because you do pick up a lot.
I've been Ryan J. Harrison, the writer and director for the film Induced. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully